Before this video starts, I just want to say if you like the instrumental that I'm using in the background, it is a original instrumental made by me. And if you want to check out the full thing, check out the link in the description below. I do make beats as a hobby right now. It's not something that I used to take a little bit more serious, but now it's kind of like a little hobby of mine. So a lot of my beats are already on my SoundCloud. So please check out the link in the description below. Without further ado, guys, let's get into this video. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy T Bando with the Lambo. We are back. January is finally over. I took a little month to get my head straight. January was a hectic month, not just for me, but for the whole world, really. I mean, I just want to say RIP to Kobe Bryant, RIP to his daughter Gigi Bryant, and RIP to all of the families that was lost on that helicopter. That was a very tragic event, along with these wildfires and all this thing with Iran. January has just been crazy. I mean, then you got the coronavirus. Things are just, it's a lot going on. So I figured let's just take January off. January was 2 months, but it's too much, I mean. But now I'm back, you know what I'm saying? February, we getting this thing cracking. For those of you who don't know about or haven't heard about the PS5 rumors going on, apparently Sony is going to reveal the PlayStation 5 sometime this month. The rumored date is the 5th. I don't think it's going to be the 5th because at the moment that I'm recording this video is now the 3rd. And I figured that they would, if it was the 5th, they would have announced something by now, at least get the invitations out to people so they can know that this event was going to be taking place. Could be wrong. I don't know. I don't even honestly know if it's actually going to be happening in February. This is just a rumor. Along with that rumor, there was some details inside of it saying that they are going to tease or show some type of trailer for the next Spider-Man game by Insomniac. With that being said, I figured, you know, it is a really good time for me to make a list of things that I want in the game. So I made a list of 10 things that I want in the game. They're not in any particular order. They're just things that I would like them to do with this new game, especially for the game being on PS5. It's gotta be different. It's gotta be something that makes me, besides the story, of course, it's gotta be something that makes this game significantly different than the first game. You know what I'm saying? These changes won't make them too much different, but they'll just add something new to where it feels, you know, like, okay, they're really trying to like do something different. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's just get started with the list. Number one, we're gonna deal with the gadgets. Okay, so I know Spider-Man isn't the most gadgetiest superhero, but Insomniac has chosen to implement gadgets in the first game. So with that being said, I did like a couple of the gadgets that they had. My favorite in the first game was the electric webbing and the trip mine web. Those are my favorite. I use those a lot. But I made a list of a couple of gadgets that I would like to add in. The first one would be web wings. Now, web wings, I think they're really cool. A lot of people don't like them. I know they kind of take away from web swinging just a little bit, but it's not like Spider-Man's flying. He's gliding through the sky. You know what I'm saying? So imagine there's an area where there aren't any buildings to web through, but you already like for example, let's say you on the left side of Central Park, you want to get to the other side, but there's no buildings in between. You know, it's just park. So let's say you run and jump off this building, you web wing about halfway through Central Park, then you dive bomb and then you web on a tree, the trees as low as possible, you know what I'm saying? And then you can get to the other side. It just makes a little something different, a little something cool, something cooler, you know what I'm saying? I just think that would be dope. Also, let's say there are two buildings side by side, and instead of swinging through the middle of them, and it's kind of like a small gap, you can like web wing sideways through them. Wouldn't that be dope? You know what I'm saying? Or like if there's an open window that from one building and you can like web wing through it and throughout the other window to exit the building. Stuff like that would be really cool. I don't know. I think that would be really cool to implement. We'll see if they do. If they don't, it's whatever. But I just think that'd be dope. Another gadget that I would like to for them to incorporate would be, I guess you could say freeze webbing. I know Spider-Man only uses this on Hydro Man because, you know, his webs have no effect on him. So he created like this freezing agent that he shoots out of his web shooters that freezes Hydro Man and allows him to attack him. And even if in this game Hydro Man isn't in the game, I feel like it will still be something cool to add. You know, just to have something different. You know what I'm saying? Freeze up an enemy real quick, something like that. I guess it will work just like impact weapon, but maybe last a little longer. I don't know, but I think that'd be dope. Those are the two gadgets that I really want to see. But along with gadgets, since we're on the topic of gadgets, I would like for the gadgets to serve more of a purpose in the game. You know what I'm saying? So like in the first game, we got a few gadgets that we really didn't even need to use. I know the electric weapon, they let us use that to in certain missions to jumpstart electric boxes and stuff like that. You know, I want that to happen with every weapon. Every gadget. So like for example, I forgot what it's called. The blaster, like concussive blast or something like that in the first game. You get it, you don't ever really need to use it. It's just something that you can incorporate in your skill set or in your just depending on the person playing. But imagine you were doing a side mission where these people were trapped in a fire and you have to get them out in a certain amount of time, right? And this one person, he's trapped behind a wall that you can't get to. You see that there's cracks in the wall, but you can't get it to him. So imagine using the concussive blast to blast down that wall and save a civilian. I feel like that'd be dope. You know, just give these gadgets purpose. Don't just have them there to use freely. Let them be used accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be dope. So that's all I have to say for gadgets. Number 2 is gonna be the suits. Now suits, they gave us so many suits in the first game. Spider-Man still does have a lot more suits, but I have a couple of suits that I would like to see in this game, along with suit powers that can be associated with these suits. The first suit that I would like to see is the Cosmic Spider-Man suit. For those of you who do not know who Cosmic Spider-Man is, he is I think he is the most overpowered version of Spider-Man ever. I mean, he literally can do almost anything. He gets the powers of Captain Universe. I mean, he can shoot laser beams out his fingers. He can bend and shape matter at his will. He's just incredibly overpowered. So I figured if you was to add that suit, a suit power that can correlate with that suit would be like invincibility for like 15 seconds, and then the cooldown would probably be like a couple minutes because they don't want you to use it all the time. Something like that would be pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Don't know if they would do something like that because I guess you can kind of consider that a cheat, but it still would be cool to see, you know what I'm saying? Another suit that I had in mind would be the Spider Assassin, right? So Spider Assassin, the cool thing about him is he is a version of Peter Parker that uses lethal force whenever he sees necessary, you know what I'm saying? So for his suit power, I think it would be cool if you can, like, I guess you could say instant kill mode almost, where you really hurt these dudes. You doing more than just webbing them to buildings and stuff. Like, you can actually like hurt some of these dudes. I know they probably not gonna let him kill him, but like, I don't know, maybe something that looks like it will kill him. I don't know, it's like a certain moveset that you can use, or certain finishers that you can use that look like, or maybe because he uses a gun, maybe they can use like a stun gun or like a gun with rubber bullets that can knock them out. That'll be dope. Something like that would be cool for that kind of character. I don't know if they, like I said, these are all stuff that I want. Don't know what's gonna happen, but it'll just be cool to see. The third suit that I want to mention is actually something that was really wanted by fans in the first game, but they did not do it. It was actually a joke for a while because it was a part of the game, which is Spider Cop. Now, obviously, if you play the first game, you know who Spider Cop is. You know about the whole thing with Spider-Man and Yuri, how he was helping her and acting like a cop, yada yada yada. I think that it would be cool to see a Spider Cop costume in the game because fans wanted it in the first game really bad. And the suit power that they can do, being that this is one of those silly kind of suits, like a joking suit, I feel like it'd be really cool if the suit power to be if Spider-Man was to sing the cops theme song while fighting these people, you know what I'm saying? Like bad boys, what you gonna do type thing. But like while he's beating up the enemies, I think that'll be so funny and so cool to put into this game. And it works well, especially with the Spider Cop suit. So that'll be something that, that'll be different. It'll be cool. It'll be nice. Fourth suit that I want to talk about is the Dusk suit. Now, some people don't know who the Dusk version of Spider-Man is. He's actually an alias that Peter Parker created when he was framed for murder and he was trying to prove his innocence. He created 4 different aliases. Dusk is more of a stealth type of character. He blends with the shadows. He looks dark. He kind of looks evil, so I don't know why Peter would use him to prove his innocence. I never read the comic about it, but when I found out about the character, I researched what I can, and then this is what I found out, that he used him to try to prove his innocence. And I just don't see how somebody as dark as him can prove Peter being innocent, because it was a very dark version of Spider-Man. I don't know. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see what he looks like. For his suit power, I feel like it'll be cool if you are fighting an enemy and you happen to be in a shadow, you become invisible to the enemy, and then you can use stealth to your advantage. I think that'll be dope because just like stealth was not a huge thing in the last game, and I think that'll be pretty cool to add something like that in this game. Just something I really like, because I'm a big stealth gamer. I love stealth games. I'm always going to be a stealthy kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? The fifth suit that I wanted to talk about is the last suit that I want to talk about, because I knew that the game is going to be centered around the suit anyway, and that is the symbiote suit. We know that the story is going to be wrapped around Venom, so we know that eventually Peter will get the black suit. because Insomniac said themselves that that suit is something that deserves a story all in its own rather than it just being an alternate suit. So it's gonna be cool to see, number one, the design of the symbiote suit, because obviously, you know, they have their original Insomniac Spider-Man suit with the big white spider. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be crazy. Can you imagine what the PS5 is, the custom Spider-Man PS5 will look like? It's probably gonna be like a symbiote version of the one they gave us with the PS4. I think that's gonna be dope. I don't know. But anyways, let's get back to the suit. Not sure exactly what the suit power could be. I figured that with the symbiote suit, it will have its own combat style. It will fight different, it will swing different, you know what I'm saying? Also, with the symbiote suit, I would like it to copy Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and instead of having to push the start button, go to costumes, and switch to the symbiote suit, I'll rather them designate a button to just instantaneously switch between your regular suit and the symbiote suit. That is considering if they allow us to take it off in the game. Like, I don't know if they're gonna have it to where when Peter has the suit, it's on until he can get it off, or if it's like in Spider-Man Web of Shadows where you can really just click the analog stick to switch in between and out. I think it'll be dope if they do that, if they add a button to where you can switch instantaneously, because it'll just add a layer of like simplisticness to it that will make it, you know, just more seamless, especially being on the PS5. You know, you want to have something different, like I said. And I know that's ripping off another game, but it works, so why not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they copied some things from the original Spider-Man game, like the charge jump and things like that, so it works. Keep it, let's do it, let's use it, boom. Also, one more thing involving the symbiote suit that I would love to see is I would love to see a symbiote version of every alternate suit. So imagine you're playing as like Iron Spider and you hit the designated button to switch instantaneously between the symbiote suit and whatever suit you're wearing, and it's a symbiote version of that suit that you were wearing. That'd be dope. Like a symbiote Iron Spider, that'd be cool. Come on, man, that would be dope. I know that's probably asking for too much, but that is something that I would really enjoy seeing. And if they do it, so be it. If not, it's all good. But Insomniac, if you see this, put it in the game. Third thing that I want to talk about in the game itself is suit customization. This would be cool. Like, I know that they allowed us to assign certain suit powers to different suits and stuff like that, but imagine being able to create your very own Spider-Man suit. You know what I'm saying? That'll be dope, bro. Like, all right, so check it out. Like, you could pick your own lenses, you could pick the texture of the suits, the colors, the color scheme, the web shooters, all of that, and then you could create literally your own Spider-Man. Like, nobody will be playing as like anybody else's Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? It's your version, it's how you want to make it, and it'll be dope. Like, you can take pieces from every single suit that they already have, or even like create little textures and stuff on your own. Like, I just think that'll be cool. I mean, look at Spider-Man Far From Home when he made that custom suit inside the jet. Something like that. Go into a lab, I mean, and figure it out. Especially because Miles Morales is in the game, and you have to make his suit. He's gonna have to make a suit somehow, unless they just give it to him in a story. I don't know, but it'll be cool if they make him go out and find materials to make his own suit, and that could be a collectible of ours. Like, traversing through the city, and then there's collectibles in the city. Some of the collectibles are materials that you can use to create your own suit. I think that'd be dope. That'll be something so different. Like, not even the Batman games done something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this would be something brand new that Spider-Man can use first in their games. You know what I'm saying? Fourth thing that I want to talk about is better stealth mechanics. As I just said about the dusk suit, I'm a big stealth gamer. You know what I'm saying? So if I can do stealth over like charging in, I'm gonna do stealth. You know what I'm saying? And in the first game, they allowed you to do stealth in certain sequences, like the Taskmaster challenges. Those were fun. I really enjoyed those. But like, let's say you're in a gang hideout, right? Gang hideout. And in the first game, you know, in the gang hideouts, they have like waves of enemies. You can do stealth all the way up until maybe like the last 3 enemies, and then in the first wave, and then they'll instantly know where you're at. They instantly know that, you know, you're in the building. And I think that that's kind of messed up, because I successfully did stealth all the way up into this, and just because there's only 3 left, they're automatically gonna know where I'm at. I don't like that. I want them to be, you know, unaware that I'm there if I successfully completed this, like doing this in stealth. You know, if I can take out 5 waves of enemies in stealth, let me do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and do it. I know it wouldn't be as challenging. Well, I guess it'll be a little challenging, because you got to make sure that these enemies don't see you doing this. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you're quiet and stuff like that. But like, let me take them out in stealth. Don't let me halfway do it and then take it away from me. So I don't know. Let's just have better stealth mechanics. I know he's not the stealthiest of superheroes, but still, if you're gonna offer it in the game, offer it. Don't just have it. Number 5 is something that I'm not worried about because I'm pretty sure that this is number 1 on Insomniac's list, and that is improved traversal. The traversal in the first game is already amazing. Like, I loved it. Like, I had no problems with it at all. There were some times, I take that back, there's one problem. There was some times where I did lose my momentum for little things, like, and I can't really explain it. Like, I would be swinging, and I guess somehow I would lose my momentum if I, like, I don't know, like hit the swing button at the wrong time or something. I don't know, but there's some things that I want. Specifically, one thing that I want for traversal, that would be cool, and they did this in Spider-Man 2, is to use each trigger button like separately. So like the left trigger activates the left web hand or whatever, the left hand, and the right hand. And do you remember the slingshot that he would do if you did one and then the other, and then you pull back and then shoot you forward? That'll be dope. We need that in the game. I want the slingshot. Bring the slingshot back. That's what I want. Boom. All right. The 6th thing that I want is a improved New York City, or expand New York City. The thing that gets me kind of upset with Spider-Man video games is that Spider-Man is a New York City hero, but they only put him in Manhattan. New York City is 5 boroughs. You know what I'm saying? You got Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? So, and me being from New York, I want to see the Bronx in there. I want to see. That's why I'm from the Bronx. I want to see the Bronx. Let my boy swing through the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I'm pretty sure at the moment, the Bronx is more like got more crime than Manhattan at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So let's see the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Peter's from Queens. Let's see Queens. You got Miles Morales. Let's see Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Expand the map and let's make this work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that could work. You know what I'm saying? Especially being the PS5 and they'll be being able to handle more. I feel like adding these boroughs will be perfect for a new feel. It's only so much of Manhattan that we can see before we get tired of it, you know? Because imagine if there's a 3rd game and we're still stuck in Manhattan. We don't want that. You know what I'm saying? We want to explore. We want to get some more. We want to get a bigger map. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to make that happen, Insomniac, please, because that's something that we need. The 7th thing that I would like to see is more Marvel characters and team-ups with those characters. What I mean by that is this, okay? I know that this is strictly a Spider-Man game. I don't know if Insomniac even has rights to use any other characters besides Spider-Man characters. But if the chance that they are able to use these characters, let's say this. Let's say Spider-Man is swinging through Manhattan, the Hell's Kitchen part of Manhattan, and you know where I'm going if you know who domains Hell's Kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So, swinging through Hell's Kitchen, a side mission pops up. You go to see what's going on, right? When you get there, there's a pile of beat up thugs, and next to them is like the letters DD, like on spray paint or something. I don't know, something that lets you know that this person was here and he's responsible for these thugs being beat up. Now, I'm not sure if Daredevil exists in Insomniac Spider-Man, but let's just say on the off chance that he doesn't, and Spider-Man does not know who he is yet. Spider-Man decides to investigate who's beating up these thugs because he doesn't know if they're good guys or deranged lunatics. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna, like, you know, figure out who this is, and in a storyline or a quest line of side missions, you find out that this is actually Matt Murdock, aka the Daredevil. Now, when you find that out, you can actually use him as an ally once you discover that he's a good guy. You feel me? Wouldn't that be dope if you are in one of these gang hideouts, and if you unlock these allies, they become like on call for you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in like a gang hideout, it's getting too rough for you, you need some help, you hit a button that calls an ally. Here comes Daredevil, boom. Here comes Luke Cage, coming to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That'll be dope. You know what I'm saying? Here comes Iceman or Wolverine or somebody to help you out. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they probably can't add all these characters in the game, but some of the B-listers, like I said, like Luke Cage, Daredevil, Moon Knight. I know Luke Cage and Moon Knight were both in Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So, come on, let's make this happen, bro. Team ups. I'm not saying we should play as these characters, but just have them in there. This is Marvel's New York City. Spider-Man's not the only one there. You know what I'm saying? We already got the monuments. We already got the Avengers Tower, the Sanctum Sanctorum, all of the Wakanda Embassy. So come on, let's make this happen. Let's put these characters in the game. Let's interact with these characters in the game. I think that'll be really cool. That'll be something that everybody, especially people that are just fans of Marvel instead of just Spider-Man, they want to see all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be dope. The 8th thing that I want to see is obviously more villains. They're gonna add more villains. They're not gonna keep the same ones that we had in the previous game. But the villains that I want to see in particular, number one is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and yes, he was in Spider-Man Far From Home. Mysterio. I love Mysterio. I think Mysterio is a dope villain. I think he's an unappreciated villain, and I think with the success of Far From Home, a lot of people now see him as a more of a threat than they probably did back in the comics and back in the TV shows. But Mysterio is amazing to me. Like, I love Mysterio. Think about it like this. This is un-Spider-Man related. Mysterio convinced Wolverine that all of the X-Men were his enemies, and he killed every single one of them. If you have that power to control Wolverine, come on, bro. Mysterio is nothing to be messed with, bro. So in this game, I can imagine the illusion sequences between Mysterio and Spider-Man. I think that'll be dope. We need that in the game. We need Mysterio in the game. Please put him in the game. The second villain that I would like to see, and I will not be mad if he's not in the game, but it would be cool to see him, like maybe like a tease. Not like a full reveal, but maybe like a little tease that he exists in the world. He doesn't have to be a boss battle or nothing like that, but just something like a collectible to let us know that he's in the game would be Carnage. You know, and I know that Venom is gonna be like the main villain, him and Green Goblin, but like, let's just say, so technically I guess the Carnage symbiote doesn't exist at the moment, but let's just say, you know, we hear about a string of murders created and they believe that, you know, it's somebody named Cletus Cassidy. Let us know that he exists in the world so that we know that Carnage is a possibility. I think that'll be dope. We need that. We need to see that. Okay, so if, like I said, Insomniac, if you're listening, put these hints in there. People love Easter eggs. We want to see these things. You know what I'm saying? Another villain that I would like to see is the Chameleon, and I feel like the Chameleon would be a really, really good like side boss battle, kind of like the Shocker was, like with the bank vault. He wasn't like a big, you know, villain of the game, but he was something like an early boss. So imagine the Chameleon, right? He's gotten to the point where he can turn into anybody without his belt. You know what I'm saying? So he's like more dangerous because you can't really recognize him without that belt. And let's say he's disguising himself as Spider-Man, and he's out here committing crimes and like posing as Spider-Man and using the same moves and stuff as Spider-Man, creating a bad name for him. And then you gotta go up against Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Which is really Chameleon, but still, that'll be an interesting like side boss to fight, wouldn't it? Like, that'd be dope. I would love that. The last boss that I would like to see in this game is Morbius. And yes, we got the movie coming out. That's not why I always like Morbius, especially in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I really loved the Morbius character. I thought he was dope, and I wish they did more with him. But imagine this, right? This goes back to what I was saying with having team-ups with other Marvel characters. Imagine you get wind of Morbius or whatever, and you're starting to track him down. But while you're tracking him down, Blade is also tracking him down. And now you team up with Blade to take out Morbius. Wouldn't that be dope? Tell me that wouldn't be dope, bro. This is something that the fans want. We need this. We need these Marvel team-ups. We need all of these Marvel characters. It works, it fits, and it will make the game that much more better. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't know if Insomniac can do this. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, this would be amazing if they could. And if there's the slightest possibility, I would love for Insomniac to at least try their hardest to do something like this. The 9th thing that I want to see is harder boss fights. I didn't have any difficulty with the boss battles in the first Spider-Man game, which is, you know, not bad. You know, it's not a bad thing. I know, you know, I love the story, so the story made up for everything, you know what I'm saying? But I do want a little bit of a challenge. I do want to be like, okay, let me figure out how to beat him. Let me figure out his patterns. Let me figure out his movements. Because I beat like every boss battle the first try. I didn't die. I barely died in the game. If I died, it was from like groups of people ganging up on me and I wasn't paying attention. But boss battle wise, I didn't die at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'll be dope to see like a really, really intense like level of boss battles, like where you really gotta think about how to attack, what gadgets to use in your assault. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. That would be dope. Make us think more, make us think about how to take these people out, make us think about their weaknesses, you know, things like that. The last thing that I want to see in the game, and I think that especially with them using the symbiote in this game, this would be perfect. It would be absolutely perfect, is a karma system where Peter is forced with like a battle of his morality. He has to choose between good and bad, and the symbiote can sometimes overtake it. And you just gotta choose. You know, if you're in a situation where you gotta choose to be the good Peter or the bad Peter, and then the city reacts based off what decisions you make. So if you end up trying to be like fully like bad, the civilians around you will be scared of you. They'll try to probably attack you. Things like that. They don't want you in the city anymore. You know what I'm saying? They'll react to that. Whereas if you maintain that good version of Peter, the civilians will approach you. They'll love you. They'll celebrate you. You know what I'm saying? They'll come up and give you the high fives like in the first game. Things like that. I think that would be so dope. Something like the Infamous series did with the karma system. I think that if Insomniac was to incorporate that, I think that would be really cool. But they need to do it the right way, because I believe the TASM games tried to do this, but I think it ended up being really, really bad. I forgot how they did it, but I remember it like not liking it at all. But yeah, those are my 10 things that I want to see in the game. If I did not say something that you want to see in the game, please leave it in the comments below, because I'm definitely gonna read those, because I'm interested to see what I forgot about, you know, what you guys want to see that I haven't even thought about. You know what I'm saying? So leave that in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video, hit that bell icon and stay notified to when I post new content. And with that being said, guys, peace out.